What's up, biz, y'all? It's your boy Ron Keefe here with my boy Brisk. And as y'all know, this last week has been, for me personally, the greatest week in hip hop history.
I gotta agree.
At least within the last, it's 2023 now? So yeah, damn, what was the last historic event in hip hop, would you say?
Wow, last historic event. Dang, that's a good one.
Because I would say that in the last 20 years, so it's 2024 right now. So 2004 was 20 years ago. So I was going to try to include 50. 50. That's what I was going to say.
So you have to be something involved with 50 because everybody used to get shot when 50 came
out. When 50 came out, he literally got rid of Ja Rule.
Definitely got rid of Ja Rule.
He got Ja Rule out the paint, which was crazy. And because Ja Rule wasn't even looked at as Drake is looked at. Because Drake has always, and we was just talking about this, Drake has always been seen as, for most people, I would say, of our culture, not of his fans, because he has a lot of fans of different cultures and stuff, but of the culture that he has been emulating, most people have looked at him as lame dude. And it's like, but the music is, so don't nobody really care. At the time when he was first popping, he wasn't really bothering nobody. At least to our knowledge, he really wasn't bothering nobody. But Ja Rule wasn't looked at as a lame. It wasn't like lame to listen to Ja Rule's music. He was already cemented. He had songs with Jay-Z, DMX. Everybody respected him. Murder Inc. and he could do them same poppy songs because the club was actually the club back then. That was before smartphones. So you was in there actually sweating, dancing with a girl. To a Ja Rule track, or cheating on your girl to a Ja Rule track, because he made great side chick music. And I know for a fact, because it was many side chicks like, it was one song, every little thing that she do. But it's a couple of chicks I was messing with that was not supposed to be messing with me. And be like, they remind me of me and you. I'm like, yeah, you out of pocket saying that, but now you are right. So Ja Rule was respected, and then 50 Cent just came and blew all of that away, like Wankster, and then the mixtape run, the back-to-back attacks on Murder Inc.
The level of disrespect was just out there. He came on with a song. Back then, the diss tracks was definitely diss track. Like, I smell. See, is that you? I smell. Is that you, John? Like, direct. You know what I'm saying?
like on direct, and it was just straight disrespect. But what's funny is, as we having this conversation, is making me realize that they really wasn't going outside of themselves directly. Wasn't nobody talking about nobody mama. The only person that really went the first disrespectful route was Ja Rule when he went at Haley. Eminem on that song he had with was it Busta Rhymes them? The Hail Mary remix or whatever they had did.
That's what it was.
So he the first person that really stepped out of bounds on some just disrespectful stuff. But 50 never talked about Ja Rule's wife. He didn't say he smashed his wife. He didn't say nothing about his children. He had small children at that time. I'm not sure if Ja Rule said anything about his son or nothing, but I
remember during that beef, somebody said somebody's son needed a bulletproof vest. I do recall that. I can't remember who said that.
Now, that is a threat on the person's son's life, which is disrespectful. However, it wasn't like he called him ugly or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that is horribly bad, but to me, that's a safety precaution. I take that as, while I'm trying to kill you, your son might get hit. I wouldn't take it as he was saying, like, I'm gonna kill your son, like, dead. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I don't look at it as that. In that case,
I feel you to understand where you come from. I definitely looked at it as he was a threat. So he was threatening my son. That's what I looked at it as.
Hey, you should be prepared for that type of. It is very disrespectful to say that your son. I don't know. It depends. And this goes into our first part of this Drake, Kendrick Lamar. Now, audience, I would like y'all to know how odd this is about to be. Okay. I'm on the phone with the biggest Kendrick fan that I know. Like, he has always been a Kendrick fan. But on the same token, I'm on the phone with somebody who is an avid listener to Drake.
Avid. So much so that in 2023, when Spotify sent me my wrap up, Drake was my number one listened to artist.
Insane.
I love Drake songs.
Insane.
I love his songs.
Now, me and this guy, we have been friends for going on, I want to say like 4 years now, 4 or 5 years. When we first met, we clicked on talking about music in the first place. He found out that I am an avid Drake despiser. Okay, like since day one.
Yep.
Day one, I have never liked Drake, and he always was like, Drake be making bops and stuff, and correct me if I'm wrong, I was like, the music, I understand the music sound good, but I wouldn't kick it with Drake.
Yep. Drake. Yep. And that's when we had that comment, because I was like, man, the way I look at Drake, like I understand who Drake is and how he plays on the culture. I get that. But I listen to his music with the understanding that Drake's voice is an instrument in the song, and it just go with the beat so fire, and the songs just be dope. That's what I wrote. I don't think about nothing. I don't think about who making it. Is he from the hood? Is he a Jewish person that was raised rich? I don't think about none of that.
And I totally get that. And for me, I'm not even saying unfortunately, but you know who was the number one in my playlist for 2003?
Who that?
It's OJ the Juice Man. And when that came out, OJ was in jail. Okay, like I grew up listening to Wu-Tang, who every member of the and let me preface this by saying jail or crime or doing illegal things isn't synonymous with the culture or isn't synonymous with being hip hop. What I'm trying to say here is all of the stuff that they rap about is stuff that's verifiable, not just by rumors or nothing, but by the people in their community can say, hey, this stuff that these people rapping about, which goes back to what we were saying earlier. Ja Rule didn't never really, he rapped some gangster lines or whatever if you listen to his albums and stuff, but his main stuff was music. 50 let us know that Ja Rule, yeah, he's a wankster, but he wasn't saying, he always said they got into it. It was squabbles and stuff, so you knew he was about that life for sure. 50 was just saying, I'm way more about that life than you. But 50 was the first artist that he got, his whole thing was he got shot 9 times.
Which is very significant.
Very significant. Pre him getting shot, his career, we knew who 50% was because How to Rob. But we wouldn't be talking about 50 Cent right now if he hadn't got shot.
And when I say very significant, I mean it's like a very significant event.
Yes.
To a human being. Getting shot 9 times. But that's another reason I would never own a 9mm. You shot 50 Cent 9 times with a 9mm. He talked the most shit to anybody I know.
Now, well, I got to give 50 Cent the Drake Award, though, because I think it's not even rumor. I think you can look it up. He really got shot 4 or 5 times, and they used the 9 to, I think they found 9 shells. I think the story is they found 9 shells in the crime area, but he actually only got hit 5 of them times. With that being said, 5 out of 9 is the majority of the clip of the shots. And
then if one of them was in the face and then one of your lyrics is got shot in the face and I spit it out.
Yeah.
That's pretty dope.
Getting shot in the face. And then 50, I remember pre-shot sounding 50. He sounded like a New York dude.
He definitely did.
He sounded like a Southern cat once he got shot in the face. Which, that is what made him sound... Because listen to P.I.P.C. and stuff.
It's more sinister.
Yes.
It got more depth to it.
And more relatable to down south people. Because he kind of had a twang to his voice with how he had to talk. Because, it wasn't as crisp and, like a New York cat. You know what I'm saying? It changed everything. So I say all this to say that when I first heard Drake, my first song I heard of Drake that I can remember, I was online. And he had did, June 27, the
freestyle,
the freestyle, the with Big Pokey and DJ Screw and all of them. Mm-hmm. It was him rapping that, and I didn't hear it first. I saw it first, and I saw him. He was at the House of Blues in Houston. Matter of fact, let me see if I can find that video, because this right here, is what made me not like Drake. Because I saw this dude rapping, I saw his face, and I saw how he was moving around on the stage, and I was like, hold up, this don't match. Like, how did he and what got me, and I promise, dude. Now this might be pure. This could be just pure hating. I don't think it was though. I feel like this is the first video of him I saw. This is 14 years ago. Okay, these two videos are very significant videos for me in my not liking Drake. Okay, this first one is this one. Let me make sure I turn down this.
But that would make sense. 'Cause I didn't see him for a long time. I had heard like several songs from Drake, and the only imagery that I had of Drake, it was a picture he had. I remember he had this pea coat on, and I remember he had the collar up, and I was like, that nigga got that shit like Dracula collar. That shit hella long. That was the only thing that I thought about. That was it.
I want to say that was the cover to the Best I Ever Had single or the mixtape associated with that. Oh, snap. Hold on. All right. I hate my YouTube be acting slow because I got all the ad blockers on it, even though I pay for YouTube Premium, so I have to actually go to
Which YouTube Premium is what it is.
Yeah. I can't live without it. Now look at this dude walking around. All right. And
that is the opposite of hip hop.
I don't know if you can hear it. Can you hear it?
I can hear it though.
All right. Well, you
can see the visuals though.
Yeah, you can see the visuals. So he rapping to a DJ Screw beat. Okay. And for me, knowing who Big Pokey is, knowing who DJ Screw is, watching that freestyle video, because this the original freestyle video. Hold on, let me sign into my stuff. Let me get off screen so y'all folks can't be on.
Was it a button you had to push to where you heard the audio?
I don't know if I can even share audio on here. I'm gonna try to. Let me see if I'm gonna be able to share audio. I don't think I'm gonna be able to though, but I might be wrong. But hold on. I'm glad.
Dang, I ain't never seen this video. That's like I ain't never seen Drake like that.
Yes. So this came out when they uploaded this 14 years ago. What was the date? But what was amazing about it was, if I remember correctly, he called it November 18th. Oh my gosh, I get sick every time I even hear that. Hold on. It makes me so angry. Look at him. Just look at him. But you got to know the song for you to understand why I was upset about it. Because when you see, I'm gonna show you the original Big Pokey them free, like
I can already see like the way it don't look like he'll be hanging out with Big Pokey.
He would not be hanging out with Big Pokey. And I know this was this was one thing I always respect about Drake in as far as how he moving around and stuff is he oh, you know what? I think I might know how to share the sound. Hold on real quick, because I don't think it was getting shared. Hold on real quick. Can you hear it now?
Wow, that's argued.
You can't hear it or you can't?
I cannot.
Solid. Oh, about there. Nope. Hold on, let me see. Let me check something real quick.
I know sometimes it'd be on the part like when you first share the video, it'd be like it's like a button you gotta click that say share sound too. But I ain't never used that one.
Okay, this why it wasn't working. Hold on, I think I figured out why it wasn't working. Monitor off. I'll put monitor. Let's see if this works. Right.
Yes, did.
You said now? You said no?
Yes, I did.
Well, anyway, so everybody knew the words to this song. Let me see what these let me see what the comments on. If anybody been here, casually uploaded like a lot of these people. Everybody knew the words to the song that he was singing, right? And I didn't understand it, but just just this didn't vibe good with me. Like he just didn't look what the song represented to me at all on no levels. Like I just couldn't get into it at all. And then he was throwing up H-Town, and I knew he wasn't from H-Town at all. And I forgot who came out on stage with him. Bun B came out on stage with him. And he just didn't match the song. Now let me show you what the original tape looked like. And maybe this will June 27th. Let's see if they got a video of them on it. And you gotta hear the song, but this is Lil Flip them rapping in the car to it. But this Big Pokey right here with Shasta them. But you see this, and you saw how he was running up and down the stage and throwing his hands all up when that ain't how this work. You know what I'm saying? That ain't the vibe. It's this right here. It's full. This nigga slipping lean in the car smoking and just laid back. Not all that jumping, running across the stage and shit. I was like, nigga, nah, bro. Nah, hell nah. So I ain't like Drake since the first time I seen him. Period. I ain't like him. And then, but when I say I don't like him, it wasn't as a person or nothing. It's just I knew I wasn't gonna be a fan of his music at all. I just knew he wasn't. I ain't like how he was singing it, but the whole crowd knew his version of it. So I was like, man, he must have been banging down there in Houston. He already got co-signed for Bun B and all of this stuff. So, what can I say? But then Best I Never Had came out on the radio, and I couldn't hate on that. That song went hard.
That song was fire.
That song went super hard. So I was like, oh, that's nice. And I would listen to it on the radio and everything. And everything was cool until I want to say, I still didn't like his music. I couldn't listen to no project or Drake's at that time until Take Care came out. Take Care came out. That was, I want to say, his thing. But I'm a hip hop nerd. I live on the internet. So I knew when Take Care came out, because do you remember when The Weeknd dropped initially?
I think I do. I think so.
I remember when The Weeknd dropped because I was online and I was on the hip hop forum and was like, yo, y'all, I know y'all done heard Weeknd. He dropped House of Balloons 1. And I went to listen to it and I had not really heard no music like that before. And this was like before Aubrey had dropped. And so I was like, but I wasn't no Weeknd fan, but I knew his sound. I heard Take Care. It's like, let's go hard. Especially Crew Love. Crew Love came on. It was The Weeknd singing. That sounded like a House of Balloons track. A point, it only took me 2 searches. Half of the songs of Take Care was The Weeknd's album that Drake talked him out of trying to sign him to OVO. Was like, oh, we need to collab. And he talked Weeknd and giving him half his album. So Take Care is half the Weeknd album. Half them songs was old House of Balloons songs that Drake wrote verses to and just hopped on.
Wow.
That further let me not mess with this cat.
Okay.
Which is why that's why that line in and now this is a good segue into the beef. That line in which they don't have the
Euphoria? Was it the Euphoria disc?
Nah, in the actual Metro, in the Future and Metro Boomin albums, okay. That one song that Weeknd had this Drake on, he was like, I'm glad I didn't sign my life away. He was like, it's leaks in your operation. I thank God I didn't sign my life away.
Yeah.
He talking about, that's when Drake was steady trying to get him to sign OVO, and he was like, something didn't fit right with me. Like, this cat, he took half my album, and he just kept trying to get songs. They had some, he just wouldn't sign the OVO. He just wouldn't do it. And that's why, though, because Drake was a culture bullshit in. He took his whole sound. And every album after that is a new sound from a new group of people he done, his team done jacked from. Which, from a pop point and business point of view, is ingenious, right? I'll never hate on the genius acumen or the business acumen of Drake. But as a fan of the hip hop culture, the last inserted pop and you want to know some people hate on Vanilla Ice, but do you know how Vanilla Ice Vanilla Ice wasn't like just inserted into us like everybody think. You know what I'm saying? Vanilla Ice actually was from Dallas. He was down here doing hip hop shows and stuff. Look, man.
I didn't know he was from Dallas.
Yes. Now he lied on the song because a dude from Miami actually wrote Ice Ice Baby. That's why, and they came up with a fake background for him that he was from the slums of Miami. So that's why in Ice Ice Baby he was like, Miami is Miami where I'm from, it's the sound of the whatchamacallit and talking about carrying gats and stuff.
Yeah.
Nah. But this was Vanilla Ice before he's famous. You can see right here.
That dude had a wild haircut right there.
Yeah. I'm trying to get to way before he was famous. He used to walk around in Adidas suits and stuff. Let me see if I can see it. Now, one thing about Vanilla Ice was he wasn't from Miami, but he was actually in the music scene. Like, he likes hip hop. He was dressing up and I'm trying to see he was like in Adidas suits and stuff like that.
I definitely did not know he was from Dallas.
Yeah, he from Dallas. And he was like in Adidas suits and stuff like that. Hold on. Adidas. Or maybe it's just pictures. It might not be videos. But he was actually like, he learned how to dance and all of that stuff. And, and his song, they was actually trying to push the Play That Funky Music White Boy single, and a DJ, and I forgot who the DJ was, but it was like in Georgia or somewhere. He flipped it over and played Ice Ice Baby, and the phones wouldn't stop ringing. Because I ain't go front. First time I heard Ice Ice Baby, I was like, this beat is sick. And I was, 9 or 10 when Ice Ice Baby came out.
I used to see Ice Ice Baby at talent show.
Yeah, the Ice Ice Baby is an undeniable. Anybody that was hating on Vanilla Ice at the time is hating on Vanilla Ice the same reason I was hating on Drake. Except at the time, Vanilla Ice, because Beastie Boys didn't get that kind of hate at all. Beastie Boys did not get that kind of hate. It's because Vanilla Ice came out with that haircut you talking about and appeared to be emulating our culture. Beastie Boys didn't never try to emulate our culture. They talking about you got to fight for your right to party and drinking Brass Monkey. I ain't know it. I had never seen nobody drinking no Brass Monkey. So they was rapping about they party college boy life. But Vanilla Ice talking about this is my town. The creator of the bass sound. Nothing kick holes and no, you not from Miami. Okay, you got the haircut and you can dance black, but you not black. And it was very easy since he was 100% white. To get Vanilla Ice out the way. You know what I'm saying? He just looked like a bootleg camera. But Kendrick came in. Drake came in, and to me, he looked like a Vanilla Ice. I saw Vanilla Ice. Except he was black. So I look like I'm a hater. Everybody messing with all the music he like. All of the biggest artists is messing with him. Now, I sound like a hater for 10, 15 years.
Yeah.
Because I can't deny the hits.
But it was stuff that he was doing that you brought to my attention that I didn't even pay attention to. Like when you was talking about, you was like, pay attention. He'll jump on somebody's track with them, but then he'll go first and he'll rap in Nate style. And you'll think that he came up with that style. I'm like, damn, I sure did. I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
So when I first heard him on Versace spitting, then I heard him on the Yes Indeed with Lil Baby. He always had a different flow pattern.
Yeah.
I was like, dang, dude. Yeah, so.
Yeah. Oh, and then, dude, did you ever watch this? The second video of Drake that made me not mess with Drake at all was was him with the Drake freestyle, was the Blackberry freestyle.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I saw that.
So when I seen that, I had never seen a MC go to a radio station, say they about to freestyle, the Funk Flex freestyle, and pull out a thong.
Yeah, that's unacceptable. A freestyle, that's back when freestyle supposedly came on top of your dome.
Look at this cat. And we all know that most of them was pre-written, but at least have the decency to memorize it.
Yeah.
How the decency to remember. This dude is rapping off a phone. Let me see what people have to say in the comments about this this blasphemy.
Definitely blasphemous.
Let's look at these comments. First one. This was hard to watch. Next one though, which is I can't even take these people serious. This Drake was fired. Second one, sounds like Lil Wayne wrote it. He was nervous as a motherfucker. He knew the magnitude of his freestyle and didn't come prepared and choked. Because I think he messed up reading it. Damn. How you an actor and can't memorize lines?
That was a good
one. Hey, this person said, Drake, young, I got you. Then proceeds to not get young.
Damn.
Wow. Check this out. The funny thing is, and this is the crux of it. People like me, I'm a nerd. Okay. I'm a chronic online person. You know, I live on the internet. And this is why the split was not, it wasn't more me's than you's. When I say you's, people that are fans of the culture, but this is why right here. Funny thing is, this is when radio stations first started uploading video of their radio shows online. Had this not happened, the fans would have assumed he was freestyling. Most people, when this happened, this when they first started, most people weren't watching TV online. I've been watching TV online since 2005, meaning I ain't had cable. I cut my cord in 2005 when broadband came available and somebody taught me how to torrent and find all the free stations all over the world on the internet. So I always been online. Most people at that time were still watching cable. They wasn't watching videos online and wasn't on YouTube like that. And so this is why he was able to pull this off. Because most people didn't see the video. They just heard the freestyle.
Yeah.
And took it as, he right. So during this time, I pointed out some stuff. But my question to you is, before you met me, did you meet anybody else that was saying this stuff to you? Or did you have any inclinations did you ever feel like, man, I'm not, something off about the frequency of this cat's music?
So I would say when Drake first came out, I had a friend named Crystal, and she would always talk about, you don't see what they doing? They pushing him up to the top, like she called it from the very beginning.
Yeah.
And I never looked at it that deep. Like I said, I just looked at it as Drake is an instrument that is on the song. His instrument sounds dope on the song. Therefore, this song is dope. And that's all I looked at it as. I didn't go further into details to become like a fan of Drake himself. It was just literally, I love dope music. He makes dope music. And I even heard some of the reference tracks that people have done for him. And the reference tracks, yeah, I could hear that there was somebody else doing it, but it didn't go as hard as when Drake did it. Like one of his superpowers is how he could perform a song on the track. Shouldn't he? Wow. He does it. He does a good job.
Now, this may be pure hate because this outside of, let's say I never looked at him as a culture bullshit, none of that. I never saw his face. It's only a few songs where when he rapped, I was like, oh, he went off on that. Which most recently is this Family Matters track, but best I ever had. But as I said, I sit and listen to all of Drake's music. It's a handful of tracks where I heard him. I was like, okay, the reference tracks I heard outside of it was some lazy reference tracks I done heard where they was just rapping and you could tell it was just for him to memorize it or whatever. And they wanted him to put his Drakeness on it. But I done heard the ones where they rapped it in the tonality in the whatchamacallit, and his version was just a mirrored version of theirs. Always harder to me, the original would, because I could hear the swagness. And somebody, I was commenting with somebody on YouTube, and because have you heard the song Jumbotron?
Jumbotron.
It's a new song. So, he hooked up with Yachty. So, Yachty been ghostwriting all his stuff for him lately, Young Yachty. And so, the reference tracks to Jumbotron then leaked. And it was another reference track for another song this artist wrote for him. But we was talking about the Jumbotron stuff, and it was like, somebody was saying, the reference track sound off beat. Drake brought it on beat. And if you listen to it, it's the bounce. Like, it's that cultural bounce we got. It's not off beat. You know what I'm saying? It's like how Gunna be rapping and stuff. But Drake take it and he draked it up like Elvis. Elvis took them rock and roll songs and did his Elvisness to it to where, you know, the white folks could digest it. He took out a lot of the stuff. He emulated it. To me, it's like analog signal being transmitted to digital. Drake digitizes stuff, but analog is always gonna be the best version of it. So I told somebody, I was like, the reference tracks sound way better than Drake to me, because Drake sound like he Elvis'd it up. Because the person was like, yeah, Drake rapped it on beat. I was like, nah, he took the whole swag out of it. He took the whole swag out of it.
Yeah, what you said on that.
So that you, because this person was not of the culture, I was like, that's why you like the Drake version better, because you used to a metronome type music and stuff. This is hip hop. Like, ain't no really rules in hip hop.
And I will say, like, out of the songs, like for Drake, like I like his rapping songs, but I mostly like the singing songs. Like my all-time favorite song from Drake is, it's gonna sound crazy, but that's like just hold on, we go out.
He told me
that's one of my favorite songs of Drake. There's ones where he be singing Jungle, like all the ones he be singing, those are like my favorite Drake songs.
The first time I heard that music pop on the radio, this is when the radio was still, you know, I was renting a car and it just hold on, we going on, and I'm gonna be honest with you. I was like, what is this? I can't say the word that I initially said, but it was followed by, what is this blank shit on the radio? Because I'm not trying to get canceled. And I immediately turned it off and plugged in the aux and got me some Gucci Mane going. And I wonder how to keep prefacing this, because I ain't got no problem with pop rap music. You know what I'm saying? It's just Drake is something. Now that just hold on, we going on, to me, is who Drake is on the inside.
It's a good record.
That's who, to me, that is Drake. Them singing songs, Best I Ever Said and all that, that's who Drake is. But then he linked up with Future and all them. Then he turned to a scumbag. But his scumbaggery is just being a regular dude, right? But the thing about his scumbaggery is he couldn't be that kind of scumbag
without being Drake.
If Aubrey never transformed into Drake, he would want to be a scumbag like that, but he wouldn't be able to. And that is, now you could look at it like, me and you always talk about purpose and faith and all of that stuff. And at the end of the day, what is, right? So he is a scumbag. So it shouldn't matter how he got to that level of scumbaggery. But in my imagination, in my timeline, if Aubrey never became Drake, he would never be able to be a scumbag like that. He would have been the incels that Kevin Samuels used to go off on when he originally was going off on dudes, saying, "What do you got a job? Do you work? How much money do you make? Is your thing big?" Weird ass questions like that.
Yes.
And in retrospect, pause, Kevin. I get where you was coming from. Do you remember him asking that question there, dude?
Wow, I definitely remember that.
He said it so confidently, and like you said, I understood exactly where he was coming from, but it's major pause.
Definitely, that's a big ass pause.
Pause, Kevin. All right. So I wanted us to do our background and of, you know, I'm an avid Drake hater. This is not a super fan of Drake, but a fan of the music.
I'm definitely a fan of Drake music.
You want to know something? Let me simplify it. I hate the product that is Drake. He appreciates the product that is Drake. This is removing Aubrey, the man or the human being, from this whole thing. Musically, I never messed with Drake because I couldn't vibe to it. I can objectively say it was good music, though. You objectively can say it's good music and also could catch the vibe of the music.
Yeah.
I was tainted by me seeing him first, and that fucked up my whole... I could never glue that image back together. I just couldn't, for me. So, all right, so we got the history out the way. So let's fast forward to the beef, all right? And the reason I want to fast forward to the beef, well, before we fast forward to the beef, let's look at Drake's beef history, all right? Now, Drake has been known for throwing subs. He's much like Jay-Z. He be having all these bars that the average listener don't know what the hell he's talking about.
So, shit. Hold on, I need like 90 seconds.
Oh, yeah, no. It's all good. Like I said, this ain't live. We just record.
All right, hold on. Yeah, I need like 90 seconds.
All right. All right, you ready?
Yep.
All right. So I want to get in on the history of Drake beefs. So we all know that Drake is very known to be sending darts to folks randomly in songs and stuff. A lot of the stuff, though, the average listener would not be aware of. Apparently, with Kendrick, they've been going back and forth for years. Apparently, did you hear the ESPN story?
I heard about the Marcellus Wiley was talking about.
Yeah. So apparently, it's been some animosity behind the scenes with them anyway. But on wax, publicly, where everybody knew, I think the first one that we all famously know is the Meek and Drake beef, which Drake unanimously won. Like it
destroyed me. I lost respect for Meek after that battle.
Had no choice but to lose respect. How you gonna lose? And you know I wasn't a Drake fan, and I gotta be honest, I have only heard Charged Up and Back to Back one time each because I don't like Drake. However, both of those times I was like, all right, Meek, just come crash this dude. He whooping your ass. Come on, Meek. I know it's gonna be a one hit a quitter from Meek. Never came. Now, in retrospect, when I was listening to them, like I said, when I heard Charged Up and Back to Back, I was like, what? And this is, and once I found out who wrote it, because you know who wrote them tracks now, right?
Oh, that one, is that the one with the tattoos on his face?
Daylight.
Yeah.
He wrote them. When it comes to Drake's battle tracks, the reason I can't believe that he wrote them is because they be having some cold ass, lines. But what did he endure in life to have that level of, you know what I'm saying?
Now I will admit that, like that, I do not respect that. Like to me, if you a battle and you in a battle rap, you got to write your own raps. Period. You can't have a ghostwriter for a battle rap. That's goofy work.
And it's goofy work. I understand if somebody was like, I threw him a line or something like that, but when it's a reference track floating around of a battle rap, it should be no references for a battle rap. A line here or two there, I ain't got no problems with that. You sitting there vibing, somebody be like, oh, you should change this. I ain't got no problems with that. But if somebody gave you the outline and you the one that's throwing little lines into it, I'm sorry, bro. But at that time, we didn't know.
I definitely didn't know. I thought that Drake wrote, because Back to Back is hard, was crushed. And that shit was a club banger at the time too. So I thought Drake hit a Mike Tyson knockout punch to Meek Mill.
He did. And what's worse is Meek is the first person, and I told you, I had already, once Meek called him out for having ghostwriter and mentioned Quentin Miller, for me, it wasn't no shock because of the Weeknd story. I knew he had took half his album and, so I was like, this makes sense to me. This made sense all the way back to the June 27 stuff. I was like, all right, I get it now. You know what I'm saying? And I know most artists be having ghostwriters and stuff. Anyway, because we talked about that. You're a huge artist, especially back in the day before it was mobile studios. How you got time to be dropping an album especially them cats that was dropping an album every year? It's impossible for you to write, because it take 20 songs to whittle that down to 7 or 8 songs that's worth it anyway. Unless you know Limit. So, but he killed Meek, and Meek had the weakest response. He had the biggest bomb with the ghostwriter stuff, but the song was trash, and it wasn't no bars.
Yeah.
That song that he did the revelation on was, and then Drake dropped Back to Back on him, and it was a wrap. He took too long to respond after Back to Back. Drake dropped 2 bombs on you. You come back, and then you was Twitter fingers. He spent more time on Twitter.
Twitter fingers. Drake, well, now that I know Drake didn't write it though, but it was straight bars dropped in that song. Like he was like, "Is that your girl tour or your world tour?" Like he was straight sunning Meek Mill in that shit.
Whipping him.
This ain't what I meant when I said you should open up more.
Yeah.
Like you, oh my God. Like So he sunned him. I don't want to hear about this ever again. Not even when she tell you that y'all better as friends. Like he sunned him.
Sunned him. And Meek never recovered from that. Meek would have been, if Meek could have if Meek could have accomplished what Pusha accomplished, because Meek had more, because that's the thing about Pusha, which we about to get into, but Pusha, and people will keep mentioning this, Pusha couldn't knock out Meek for the simple fact that Pusha to me is like, everybody like a Rolex, right? Like a Rolex is the watch that everybody talk about, you know what I'm saying? It's that status symbol, right? But most people didn't know what a Patek watch was until Future them started talking about it, right? The hip hop world, Pusha T to me is like a Patek. He has a very niche type rap style. You know what I'm saying? He dropped an album for the whole 13 songs. He gonna be talking about selling cocaine in the most creative ways that you can think of. He ain't shooting for no top 10 hit or nothing like that. He trying to put out just the ice coldest tracks. They should be top 10 in hip hop, but we talk about, you know, he ain't trying to hit the billboards. I don't think, not based on the singles he be picking. I think he just put that. I think he making his money off of jingles and stuff. So I think he put out the projects that he just want to put out when he got something he want to put out. Meek at the time though was up there. Like he had he wasn't no niche market. Everybody was listening to me. I'm a boss. He had everything he was dropping. His intro to Dream Chasers, what's that intro that everybody mess with? That's a classic track. They playing that before boxing matches and NBA games, all that stuff. So he was up there with Drake. His girl Nicki Minaj. He should have had all of the rumors about Drake from her pillow talking. He didn't prepare at all. I think that Meek thought that just being from the streets, that everybody was just gonna rock with him. I think that's what he thought it was gonna be.
But Drake, when it comes to this rap shit, like Drake not being from here, Drake is like when you used to go play ball and shit. You used to go play basketball, and to be in some good spot, you go play basketball. Then all of a sudden, this cat from the suburbs pull up. But this cat in the suburb, his dad got him in the gym.
Yeah,
27 hours a week. So his dribbling is impeccable. His jump shot is impeccable. His fundamentals is sound as hell.
Yeah.
And he definitely got game. And so if you go out there thinking that you're just going to run up on this dude and D him up and you're going to shut him down, he going to embarrass you.
Yes.
He going to drop out. He going to drop them points on you.
Yes.
And that's what happened with that.
You want to know why? Because you just said it. He had a team behind him, a paid for team that at the time, we didn't know that he wasn't penning this stuff. Some of us didn't know, but Drake, he survived that though by just dropping hits because he dropped back to back. It was back to back was just insane. He was dropping club records on this dude. Fast forward to Pusha T. Now, as I said, Pusha T didn't have the people on him. Pusha T was like the Kendrick Lamar at that time where he had the accolades. Like everybody respect Pusha T as an MC and everything. And he dropped the bomb on Drake. Now, let's look at that Doopy freestyle. What did you think about the Doopy freestyle? The Doopy, however you pronounce it. What did you think about that? So that was the track that he mentioned Pusha T wife on, which that's why Pusha T dropped the story out of none.
I don't think I ever heard that.
So let's look at the lyrics of the Doopy freestyle real quick. Doopy freestyle. Because I'll be honest, I only heard it once. I don't like Drake that much to where I can only stand his voice for so long. All right, so you hear?
I hear it, you.
I don't think. Let me see if I can get a.
I'm listening.
Wait, she said what? Wait, I can't hear you. You went on mute.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Now I can hear you.
Oh, damn, okay. Because I was listening to the song on my ear.
Oh, okay. I guess
I never heard this song. Like, never.
Let's see. Well, you know what? Take a listen to it, and then we both take a listen to it. Because, like I said, I'm recording this, and then we can just come back to it.
All right.
But still it's a Maza. Niggas want peace like a Saba.
Oh, wait, you know what? Check this out. Hold on. That's what we'll do. Hold on. Because I think this will work. Because you can't hear it like that, but And I'll just cut this out the whatchamacallit.
Oh, you gonna play it over the mic?
Yeah, let me see.
Okay.
Let me see. Cause I remember some of the bars. All I know is he mentioned what's his name, wife in it, and then we got
that was a bad move.
We got a whatchamacallit.
It's shock. The nerve, the audacity.
And that's the lyrics on stage. I mean, on the explain.
Okay. So if you rebuke me for working with someone else on a couple of these, what do you really think of the nigga that's making your beats? I've done things for him I thought that he never would need. Father had to stretch his hands out and get it from me. I pop style for 30 hours and let him repeat. Now you popping up with the jokes, I'm dead on asleep. I just left from over by y'all pretty thin in the sheets. Tired of sitting quiet and helping my enemies eat.
He's talking about Kanye on that.
Man.
Don't know why the fuck you niggas listening, then I must need. Must have had your infrared wrong, now your head in a beam. Y'all let us spit an image of whatever jealousy breeds. Don't push me when I'm in album mode. You're not even top 5 as far as your label talent goes. You send shots, well I gotta challenge those. When I bring calicos to the home, I could never have a virtual in my circle and hold him back cause he makes me nervous. I wanna see my brothers flourish to their higher purpose. You niggas leeches and serpents, I think it's good that now the teachers are learning. Yeah. Your brother said it was your cousin and him and you. So you don't rap what she did, you just rap what she did. Don't be ashamed, there's plenty niggas that do what you do. There's no balance in your heart, you would approach you will do. Man, you might have sold the college kids the Nike Mercedes, but you act like you sold drugs for Escobar in the 80s. I had a microphone of yours, but then the signature faded. I think that pretty much resembles what's been happening lately. Please believe your demise will be televised. Yeah. And as for Q, man, I changed his life a couple times. Nigga was at Kroger working double time. Y'all acting like you made the boy when I was trying to help the guy. Yeah. Who gassed you to play with me? Man, you made this shit as easy as ABCs. Whoever's supposedly making me hits, thank God no hits sound like they need me. My hooks did it. My lyrics did it. My spirit did it. I'm feeling with it, yeah. I really shouldn't have given you none of my time. Cause you older than a nigga you running behind. Look. Holla at me when you multi-million. I told you keep playing with my name and I'm gonna let it rain on you like Virginia Williams. I'm too resilient.
That's his wife.
It's gonna be a cool summer for you. I told Weezy and baby I'ma do it for you. Tell Ye we got an invoice coming to you. Considering that we just sold another 20 for you.
He dropped some slick shit in there.
He dropped some slick shit in there, all right? But that last line, and we gonna see a theme in this, cause look, let's not forget, in the Meek battle, he brought up Nicki, right? And here he bring up Virginia Williams, which is Pusha T's wife. Now it was a song before called Infrared that he mentioned in here that Pusha T had came out, and Pusha T, you know, Pusha T been beefing with Wayne since like 2005 and stuff. All with Cash Money in general. And so that's why, you know, they've been back and forth at it and stuff. And I guess Drake felt like he was going to pop up. Then it was behind the scenes stuff, too. That Father Stretch My Hand stuff was some...
Kanye had a song called that.
Yeah, and it was some beef with that. Matter of fact, that's why I like Genius. Hold on. But the Father Stretch My Hand stuff, it was because of... Here we go. Let's see. Oh, so the Daytona album had a whole bunch of disses with Kanye. Well, the Daytona album was produced by Kanye, and it had a bunch of shots at Drake. Drake questions Pusha's disses on the final track, Infrared, that called him out for using writers on a couple of verses, which he said when Kanye also uses writers, including Drake, which don't nobody care. Kanye made beats. Kanye like Drake. Don't nobody care that Dre don't write his stuff. We never did. You came in the game making beats.
Yeah.
So I'm cool with you trading beats for verses, for songs. You are a producer. And he a producer in the Quincy Jones kind of producing where he take all the bits and pieces and put it together and make a cohesive project. That's why don't nobody care if Kanye used ghostwriters. We don't care. But anyway, so that's why he was saying it. And I guess on the Life of Pablo, he helped Drake for helping him write Father Stretch My Hands in 30 hours. And Drake may also be calling back to when Kanye asked for donations to help pay off his $53 million debt when he had release of The Life of Pablo. And I want to thank my brother Drizzy for helping me on 30 Hours and Father has stressed my hands or whatever.
Two of the dopest records on that album, to be perfectly honest.
Yola, I tried to get into Life of Pablo. I'm not post. I'm gonna be honest. I was out the country the first time when I heard Yeezus, and I remember every track I was getting more and more pissed off into Bound 2. And so the last track, Bound 2, that Bound 2 was the old Drizzy, the old Kanye. I was like, all right, Kanye, I'm not gonna say fuck you forever, because you dropped, you put this at the end. I don't like this futuristic Kanye. I ain't like none of his.
That was more Free Slaves and all that on there, wasn't it?
Yeah. And this lets me know that I just don't vibe with Drake anyway, because even when he writes for other people, I don't like the stuff he writes for other people. I just don't vibe with him on no level. I can only admire him from the business and the Scorpio point of view, because I'm a Scorpio too. So I get it from a objective. I just don't like this cat's music. And he was going in. He do be going in on whether he writing. Let's say he don't write nothing. He picked dope stuff to say.
Yeah.
He picks dope stuff.
He says it pretty well. He performs pretty well.
Now his voice to me ain't no voice like that gonna be going off on me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
but how much different is his voice than Jigga? Jigga got a soft voice.
Jigga got a soft voice, but his voice has experience in it. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, he talking slick, right? But I seen. So that another thing, you seen all the videos they've been showing of Drake when he was young and his house and stuff. I saw all of that when I saw the June 27th stuff.
Yeah, okay. So I never seen any of that till I met you.
Yeah. So him popping off in these bars to me is like, but you not. And let's go back to that story about the suburban kid that come and he might, unless the father done put him in karate class or some self-defense, he might whoop their ass on the court. But he do the wrong thing, they go whoop his ass in general.
This is true. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But Drake the type that comes to the court with all his hood people that he know and a pop shit and let them fight for him. You know what I'm saying? He popping shit on record because look who he going at. He going at Kanye and, he going at Pusha T, who, might I add, Pusha T family had money. Now, it was drug money from, but he still came from some type of privilege. You know what I'm saying? He was one of them cats that was pushing and stuff just to do it. It wasn't no obligation because they was in survival mode. Because we got to realize he was friends with Pharrell. Okay, growing up. Pharrell, Timbaland, all of them. These little kids had music equipment and stuff. And they came from very, I would say, our kids' backgrounds.
Yeah.
For the most part. But they was more like us to where they still had a bunch of friends that was in it. You know what I'm saying? Like we came from hood areas, but we wasn't of the hood mentality to be stuck there. But right. We had friends that was out doing crazy stuff. Our kids, on the other hand, I think is more like them where they families might have been of the hood stuff. Same thing with DJ Paul. Like, his brother was a super duper gangster, but DJ Paul grew up down the street from Elvis' house, and parents bought him equipment and stuff, and his uncles was in the music business. So, with all that being said, though, Drake, dropped his doopie. Then Pusha T came back and demolished. You see how he had all these lines and stuff, but you ain't even, you hadn't even heard the doopie freestyle. I think I might have heard it maybe once or half a time, and I don't care about Drake because just like Kendrick said, most people, they like to sing songy Drake, like you said earlier.
Yeah, very true, yeah. So what did Pusha T come out with after did he drop that Ether track that I heard after this?
Yeah,
I only heard that one track that did Jay Press shut it down.
Yes, then he dropped the Story of Adidon, which most of us can quote a lot of quotes from the Story of Adidon. He said, "You are hiding your child." Okay. He said, "You won't let your hair grow out because it wouldn't, you always feel self-conscious because your hair wouldn't nap enough. Everything Kendrick said, he said in the Story of Adonis. He said it all in the Story of Adonis. And it was so massively, so shockwave. Next week, Wasn't no track. Apparently Drake had a track and this gonna come to where we at right now. Apparently Drake did have a response to it, but as you remember, Pusha T told him, just like Kendrick tried to tell him, please respond to me. It's gonna be a surgical summer because this is just the beginning. So if you respond to me, I got you. This was at the time where, because I want to say Drake's initial contract with Cash Money, Young Money, them was like 7 or 8 albums or something. It was something crazy. So at that time, Jay Prince's hand was still in his pocket. So Jay Prince wasn't about to let none of this get in the way of his money. So he immediately jumped out. Yeah, we don't roll in the mud. When the people sling the mud, you know, we keep it classy over here. And apparently Drake had a track. He was just itching to drop it. And they was like, nah, you go do that. Because Drake had, you know, people that was... But over the time, and this is why everybody's teaming up against Drake, if you just, you know, kind of pay attention to what's been happening, Drake had people to stop him from making dumb mistakes. But once you sign a deal, which he technically signed his life away, but once you sign a deal for $400 million, of course you gonna be like, I'm gonna do whatever I want to do. I don't care. I'm smashing everybody's chicks. I'm disrespecting. I'm doing all of this stuff because for Future, for Metro Boomin, for Kanye, which we already know him and Kanye was going back together, back and forth over Kim and stuff. And because Drake was like, yeah, I'll smash Kim. But at the end of the day, who in this, yeah, has not. But they was going back and forth because of that. What's a girl? Him and Future apparently got in it too over a girl. I sent you that chick's Instagram.
It's crazy.
All of these people just start dropping tracks on him out of nowhere. Right? And which leads us up to here. Leads us up to him and Kendrick, which is crazy. Most people did not know they even had no problems. And if we go back, this all goes back to the verse on Control. Oh, the Control verse, I guess they had a issue. You know, I think Kendrick said something on that track or something. But whatever popped it off now was the Like That track. When Kanye said, ain't no big three. Because we could go back before that on that track with Drake and, what's his name? J. Cole? Yeah, when he was like, it's the big three, you know what I'm saying, blah, blah, blah. And Kendrick said, no, it's not a big three. It's just Big Me.
It's just Big Me.
It was just Big Me. And then after that, we get 2 albums from Future and Metro. 2. One in 1 week and another in 1 week, shooting at Drake. And then Drake comes and he drops Push-Ups.
Which is a nice record.
Push-Ups, the beat go hard on Push-Ups. I have nothing to say bad about Push-Ups. But which version of Push-Ups did you hear first? The leaked version?
That dropped.
So you heard the rough draft version, the unmixed version. Heard that, I remember I was at the fan reunion, I heard it, and I'm like, all right. Now this is, by this time, since I have zero respect for Drake, I can listen to the bars, but my zero respect comes from I don't think you wrote none of this gangster stuff, okay? I really don't. The stuff go hard, you flowed it, but I can't respect it. But I'm waiting on Kendrick to come back. Because I know Kendrick gonna come back. However, Kendrick does not respond immediately. Matter of fact, Kendrick waits 13 days. Which, you know, it took Nas about, you know, how long? It took Nas a month or two to answer back to the takeover, whatever. It took him a while to answer back. So Drake then drops the Taylor Made freestyle, pretty much saying, hey,
Which was,
hey, where you at? You can't get out of it. You got to reply. Where you at? So he drops that with the Snoop Dogg AI voice and the Pac AI voice. What was your thoughts when you heard?
goofy work. Like, how you gonna do a battle track? First of all, like I just said, you can't do a battle track with somebody else writing it. And you definitely can't do a battle track with AI or Tupac and damn Snoop. First off, Snoop's still alive. What the hell was that? And second, Who the hell told you could use Pac? And who said that them two would be dissing Kendrick anyway? Them both West Coast legends. What the hell are you doing, Drake? Goofy work all day.
What are you? I'm talking about. I was so disgusted when I heard the Snoop stuff because I know Drake's flow or whatever. I heard the Snoop. I was like, I know he didn't do this, dude. I know he didn't do this, dude. I know he didn't do this. And what's crazy is the people that's saying, "Oh, it's so creative." I don't, and that's why our culture needs to be protected because creative and disrespect. Just because it was creative don't mean it wasn't disrespectful. Yeah, I give it to you as creative, but that was hella disrespectful. And the main thing, now some people have been saying, "Oh, well, Pac was a actor, kid, and stuff growing up," and I was like, yeah, but Pac went through some stuff by the time he got to death row. Yeah, Pac was an actor, and I'm gonna be honest. A lot of people don't like saying this. I do think Pac got too caught up into the death row stuff, but if you understand, Pac was locked up in prison.
Yes.
Wasn't nobody trying to get him out. He didn't have no money. And Suge Knight was like, yo, you come to death row, I take care, I get all this stuff out. One of his cell